speaker, and that would be Mr. Jim Smith. Or
Jamie.
Oh, I didn't have to guess. Okay. Oh, he's in as well. Well, you're not. Well, you'll just do anything to the name.
You're dead right.
Okay. You'll just do anything. You'll make up names.
Yeah, Jamie, speak.
Well, looks like our next speaker, after being corrected by Mr. Jim here, will be Mr. Jamie Kudrow. A date is Miss Tucker.
Thank you. Clay asked me if I would come today and tell you all the story about my date with Missy Tucker, and I'm not really sure why Clay wanted me to come tell you all this story, other than the fact that Clay gets a great deal of amusement out of my failures, and so that's the only reason that I could think that he'd want me to tell you such a story. But Missy Tucker lived just down the road from me. Actually, she lived on another road. She lived on Peach Orchard Road. I lived on Poor Farm Road. So, you know, from our perspective, she was an uptown girl because I was on Poor Farm and she was on Peach Orchard. But I noticed Missy Tucker. Not only did we ride the bus together, but she ran in front of my house every day. She was on the track team. And she'd run in front of my house in them little shorts, and buddy, I was smitten. Now, I might would have had a chance if Missy had been a year or 2 years younger than me, but she was actually a year older than me. So, you know, in high school, girls don't have anything to do with younger guys. Well, that didn't stop me. I would try to talk to her all the time. Every time we got on the bus, I'd try to come up with some kind of conversation to talk to Missy about. And I never could spark any interest whatsoever. I mean, Missy was not interested. Finally, one day, though, I got an idea. I thought, what I'll do is I'll run alongside her when she runs down by my house. And so I did that. And fortunately, before I tired out, she did talk to me just a little bit, just enough to agree that I could come over to her house later and walk her down to the Stella grocery store. That's where I live. And I could buy her an orange soda. So I was very excited that I was going to be able to walk Missy Tucker down to the Stella grocery store. So I was supposed to be over her house that Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Well, when I got back, fortunately, she said she'd have to go home and take a shower and everything. So I ran back to the house. I wanted to freshen myself up and everything. Well, I got back. Dad had a bunch of chores that I had to do. So I ran through and I got all those chores done, and I thought, man, I'm just barely going to have enough time to get in the house. I get in the house, and I do everything that I've got to do and everything, and I get all freshened up and put on a new suit of clothes and everything. I didn't wear a suit, but you know what I mean, I put on some new clothes. Well, I started over to Missy's house, and I could tell I was going to be late. And the last thing I wanted to do was be late to Missy Tucker's house. I mean, I wanted to make a good impression, Jim. I wanted her dad to be impressed with me and everything. So as I was walking over there, I thought, what in the world am I going to do? How in the world am I going to get there any faster? You know, and I was trying to go, you know, as fast as I could, but as I noticed, I thought, man, I'm not going to make it. There's no way I'm going to be there by 3 o'clock. But there was one way. There was a field in between that I could take a shortcut through. Norman Washer had some cows. But the problem was, in that field was a great big old Brahma bull. But, you know, normally you didn't see that bull. I mean, I don't know where he hung out at, but, you know, you just didn't see him very often. So I thought, you know, I think I can do this. I think I can trot through there and I'll be able to cut off and I'll be able to make it just in time to Missy's house. It won't be a problem. So that's what I did. I climbed over the fence, and here I start trotting through. I'm not running or anything. I'm just kind of trotting at a steady pace as I'm going through that field. Well, all of a sudden, I heard it coming. I could hear that bull, and I could hear him coming. and I turned it up into high speed now, and I'm just running as fast as I can through that field. But I can tell that bull, he's gaining on me. And I'm running, and I'm running, and I'm running, and at this time I am running at high speed. I have never run that fast before or since. I mean, I'm giving it all I've got. But I want to tell you folks, that Brahma bull was catching on me, and I felt bull breath on the back of my leg. Now, I don't know if y'all ever felt bull breath on the back of your legs, but it is not a pleasant experience. Rather hot, let me tell you that. And I'm running everything I got. I think there's no way I'm going to make it across this field. I look up ahead, and there's a tree, and there's a limb on that tree. And I thought, you know what? If I jump with everything I can, maybe I can catch that tree limb. And that tree limb was 15 feet, 4 inches off the ground. I know that because my brother and I went back and measured it later. Well, with everything I had, I jumped to catch that limb. I missed. Fortunately, though, I caught it on the way down.
See, Joe, also being a Kentucky boy, I understand a guy that come from off Poor Farm Road. Because I, too, was from a road like that. I was from Jarlow 6 Road. So there you go.